And welcome back to another episode of Jacksnax. Today we're going to take a look at Henry Mancini's classic, Baby Elephant Walk. The first lick is pretty simple. Okay, we're going to start with our middle finger at the 10th fret D string, and we're going to play this line. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so once again, nice and slow. And then we're going to come down to our F chord, right? Okay, so that's playing, the whole song is an F blues basically. So I'm going. So just playing F, F, then G sharp into A, then the 5 of the F chord, and then back to flat 3, 3. Back to F again. Slide up into playing the F in this octave on the A string at the 8th fret, okay? But you do want to play it. I think I do I play it, come into it on my middle finger, okay? And this brings us to the next section. This is where we're going to be playing the bass line with heavily palm muted downstrokes. And I'm using just the middle finger and then bringing the index finger back 2 frets to the 6th fret on the D string and coming up and playing the same. notes that we were playing there. We're going from G sharp up to A. So get that together. And then with your pinky on the B and G strings, you want to do a little, okay? So the first one, you're just hitting a pinch, basically, where you're doing the G sharp and this little. Now, don't be alarmed by the fact that you're hitting the, you're headed towards this note. With this line happens, and you're hearing that awful dissonance, but it quickly gives way. It's not really going to be a problem. So. Two times, okay, and I'm doing it with these two fingers, the middle and ring, or even just a little flick with the middle finger. Okay, and then again. Okay, and that's on both of them, so that should be easy. That's pinch, pinch, right? So pinch, 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 pinch. Okay. That is the theme. That's the main melody. And the reason why I did this lesson is I wanted to give people out there a non-guitar perspective on like just a purely musical thing that shows how important these half tone and whole tone glissandos into chord tones are, and these amazing tension notes that Mancini's using. He's really a master of using that flat 5 and the 6 to create this bright but really bluesy sound, okay? And we're going to get to that, how that works wonders in this progression. This is largely an F blues. So over the F chord we're playing, then we rest, straight to the 5. We don't go the second time, okay? Then we come here to this D note, and then we grab this G and bend towards G sharp and hold it. Hit that D again, slide in. Okay, and we're using that blue tone to definitely creates a lot of tension. But the funny thing is, it's not actually over that F chord. At that point, we've actually migrated to playing over a B flat chord. So you see there? All right, so over the F, 1, 2, 3, and we go. Second time. B flat. So we're bending up into the flat 7 of the 4 chord, okay, and that's that tension. Okay, so while it feels like you're going to be returning to the home note of F, right, you're actually returning to the 5 of the 4 chord. Okay, then we come back and we hit the F melody again. Okay, with the approach note from flat 5 into the C note, okay? And now over the 5 chord, okay, which is the C, then we're going back down to B flat and then back to F, okay? So over the 5 chord, here's where we're gonna see one of the central devices that Henry Mancini employs in the writing of the head. And it's it's alternating a 1 fret gliss into a 2 fret hammer-on, okay? And this is really integral to what's going to be happening, because we're going to play the same melody up and we're going to be doing these same kinds of, they're different fingerings, but they're the same intervallic, stuff. So here we go. We're going to start on the C of the C chord, the root, 1 fret gliss slide into that G note. So it's the G on the B string at the 8th fret, and a 2 fret hammer on, okay? Real quick, just okay? And we're gonna come back here with our index finger to the, you can play it here if you want, but I don't. All right, I like the sound of that brighter B string. So you're coming back to the 4th fret, you're gonna play the flat 3 over top, we're still over the 5 chord here. Okay, so root 5, 5, 5, flat 3, up into 3, and then back to the root. Okay, then we're gonna hit this C note again, and then we're gonna do another 1 fret, 2 fret. So we did a 1 fret, 2 fret. We're gonna do the same thing. Okay, so. And now we do this little lick. Okay, so that's gonna be E flat to C, E flat, F, E flat, C. Then we're gonna do a 1 fret, trill, and then we slide back. Okay? Then we're gonna slide up 1 fret gliss into, lo and behold, we're over the, we're over top of the, once again, let's look at the turnaround. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that last little bit, that little swing, 3, 4. I think I do a down, down, rather than going, okay? But that's the feel on that, okay? It's not, it's, okay, so. 2, 3, bend up, 3, 4, turn around. Lots of palm muting, and that's all downstrokes, okay? It's definitely one of these things where you have to have your thumb in the middle of the back of the neck, like that. Sorry, bad angle. All right, and you want to drop your, you want to kind of bring your wrist forward to facilitate. Now it's kind of low, but when you give it a nice tight chug. Okay, so that's going. That's the 4th and 5th. Okay. Frets. Okay. 4th, 5th, and this is going to be the 5th and 6th. And what we're really doing is playing this little partial. We're going flat 3 into the major 3rd of the F chord, and we're coming 6 to flat 7. So this sound, all right, it's going to feel. It's going to sound like an octave lower than. Okay, so that's all that is. Then we're going to hit the root in the 5th. Okay, so that's going to be the root and 5th there at the 8th fret. And then we're going to invert. So the same intervals, same shape too. And the only thing is that where this one was the flat 3rd coming into the 3rd, now it is the E string becomes, that's the 6 going into the 7 of our F chord. And this guy tags along and harmonizes from flat 3 into the 3rd. So, and now we're in striking distance for our target note, this F at the 15th fret D string. And brings us to the second time we play our melody. 15th fret on the D. So you're gonna come up this F chord shape, flat 3 into 3, 1 fret gliss. That's the whole point of this lesson, is 1 fret and 2 fret glisses. And in particular in the solos, you're gonna see a lot of those. Slide up into that A, then 9, root, 6, flat 5 into 5. Again, without the glide into the 5. 6, and then we're going to take that G and bend up towards the G sharp. And again, that's over top of this B flat chord. Then we hit that D note again and come, right, we do a 1 fret gliss. Rest again and play the opening line again. And then we play the same exact notes, just because of the B and the distance between the G and the B string, right, the fingering is going to be different. We played 1 fret gliss, 2 fret hammer-on. Well, we're going to do the same thing, starting on the C note here at the B string, but because of the fingering, it's going to look like a 1 fret. Okay? Okay, and then we do the same thing we did here. Oh, sorry. So that's C, and then we hit this E with our middle finger, and we hammer on with the ring. Then hammer on from the index finger. So it's a 1 fret, then a 2 fret. Okay? Okay? And that's the same as... Then we glide up. So that's gliss, gliss, hammer on, pull off back to this A flat note. Now remember, they got that different timing on that. Okay, so that's... And that is the same exact notes, same exact rhythm, just different fingerings because we're playing it. And again, that's a very deliberate choice for me to give you it in a different fingering. We could have come up here. But as a teacher, I would just want you to learn how to play over this kind of, F. I do a lot of those 1 fret gliss and slides. I use bends to do the same thing. That's the whole point of this lesson, okay? So now we've made our way into what I would say is like the breakdown where the solos take place. And the orchestra plays over the F chords and plays this little riff. Okay, over the F chord, and then the soloist starts playing on the 4. Okay, that's going to be the B flat. So it's a blues, yes, but the orchestra kind of tackles the 1 chord. So that's the structure that you're going to be playing over twice. You get 2 breaks. You get one as a saxophone player and one as the flautist. Okay, so let's I'll come back and we'll break down those solos that they played note for note. Let's look at that chunk, all right? So this is the opening salvo from the first solo, all right? And we're playing over the 4 chord at this point. Remember, the orchestra is handling the 1. And then we're coming in on this B flat chord. Back to F. Up to C. Okay, that's the progression we're playing over. All right, so if we do, we're gonna take our ring finger and slide up to the 15th fret D string. All right, that's an F note. Now you might be tempted to think, I'm hitting F on a downbeat and the blues in F. That's the root. Wrong. This is the 5th of our 4 chord. See, that F note is the 5 of the 4 chord, which we're playing into. Okay, so just remember, you're starting playing your F blues on the 4. All right? Now you're gonna rake through, and then an upstroke onto that F note. Okay? So what are we doing? That's an F. That's going to be a B flat 6 arpeggio. But we're not going to just do that and strum right through and let them all sustain. We have to figure out a way to mute. Okay, so you can use right hand and left hand either pumping, or my preferred method is start on tip and then rock towards the 2nd knuckle of your ring finger. Okay. Okay, oh, then typically I put vibrato on everything, or to some extent put it on everything. This guy does not believe in vibrato, apparently. That F note is just flatlined, like, just, okay, just hangs there. And then we come back to the 11th fret, all right, E string, and then the 13th fret B string. And 1 fret bend back into that F and no vibrato again. Okay? Back to 11. Back to 13 on the B. 11 on the B. And now we do the same little move here on the G note. And bend 1 fret into this G sharp note from the G at the 12th fret. Now look, our index finger is right here, ready to grab this B flat and slide back 2 frets. Okay? I'm doing down and resting on the B string and coming back with an upstroke onto the G. String, F note, 10th fret, G string. Like that. Okay. Then we're going to start a series of little 1 fret glisses and slides and things like that. And this really is a wonderful bit. So that's all over the B flat chord. We're about to now go play over F. And rather than playing kind of tough guy blues over the F, this guy, he's look. By the way, if anybody knows who actually took the solo, please let me know, all right, in the comments below. He's going to be playing this kind of happier, brighter sound. Okay, where he's going to be climbing up from the 3rd of the F chord up to the C, which is going to double as both the 5 of the chord that we're playing over top of the F, and it's also the 5 chord that we're going to be playing into. So don't forget, we started we started on the B flat of an F blues. So now we only have to play over the F, and then we go right to the 5 chord. Okay, so here we are. We're going to gliss up into this B flat note with our ring finger, and then gliss up into the A note with our index finger. And then quickly get it. So as we gliss up into it, we're also covering the G string. So you have to kind of you have to be in position already. Otherwise it really is fast, okay? So then I reach my pinky up to this A note and bend down. Okay, sorry, that was too much. But you're bending into the B flat note. You might wonder why not go. That's what we're doing, is we're climbing to get to that C. We go past it and then hit the C, okay? But for some reason, this guy, he bends into it. Like that, okay? So. note. Okay, so that's a really tense interval. And then we're gonna come up here and overshoot it, hit the D, and then hit the target note of C. Okay, so okay, like that. So okay, and we're gonna do that. So we start with our middle finger on the B flat note. So down, up, pull off. And we rock back again. We're over this F triad here. And this is definitely a tough technique to rock. We did it here, and we did it here. Okay. You can see how I'm moving sideways a little bit. That's the best way I kind of rock up. That's not really moving this way with the pressure down. That's me kind of lifting the back side of my finger while maintaining this side. Okay, because I'm kind of playing on this outer edge of my index finger, sorry. I'm rocking towards and forward, like kind of rotating a little bit to play on the outer edge to hit that C note. Okay, and then we do a pull off. All right, so all in at this point, 3, that's the next little line, okay? So we've just played, and we're gonna come to this G note, pull off, all right? So that's gonna be 9 root 5 of the F chord. Then I come here. So that's, what's happening there. So if we do, so we do a 1 fret gliss from E to F, then a 1 fret gliss into the D note, come back here, same finger, same string. So that's going to be B flat, A, G, and then C. Then back to B flat, and we play. Now this is a great little line. So, see what I'm doing? I'm not picking. The whole point is that you're kind of running out of steam, and by putting a little bit of that type of sound, you create that whining. Okay, so we're bending up from B flat into the B, and then letting it die down. So that's the flat 5 of our F chord. Kind of an odd line there, using the flat 3, 2, root, and then the major 7, but it's just rhythm, you know. Okay. And we're coming up there to this F with our index finger. Okay, it's very important that you're there because the next line is. And that's the last line of the that first solo. Come back 4 to 5. Intervals. Fret-wise, that's going to be 11 to 13. 12 to 14 on the G, 13 to 15 on the D, same on the A, back to 10 to 12 on the A, and then end on root. So all in. Boom. Completes our whole first solo, and then we come back into the orchestral part covering the F chord of the next round of the blues. And now we start with the flute solo over the B flat chord. All right, we'll get to that in a second. That's the flute solo, and it is not often that I find myself playing flute licks, but or even flute bebop licks, but that's what this guy's shooting for here. I always was referring to this as the Ron Burgundy solo because Anchorman was awesome. But here we are, we're coming in on the B flat chord. And it's kind of a B flat major pentatonic vibe. Like that with that 6, right? That little gliss, 1 fret gliss everywhere, and 2 fretters too in here, okay? So this guy likes to do these approach notes. So if we're shooting at the D, he'll hammer on up into it like that, and then do 3 and 4 notes, each with consecutive little 1 fret or 2 fret glisses coming into them. So it's quite intensive in that respect. So we start here. Just 1 from the flat 3 into the 3rd. Then a gliss from C sharp up to D. So that's the flat 3rd, right? Again, we're over the B flat chord. Okay, so it's C sharp glissed up into D. If you're playing a Fender Strat with the 21st fret, as the last, you're gonna have to do a bend like that. Okay. And you'll find me bending sharp a little bit, quarter tone sharp. The guy's blowing so hard and so high up in his register that it doesn't really seem to sound sour against the orchestral sections, which seem to be a little, you know, he's definitely sharp though, okay? So if you're playing along with the recording, which I doubt you're gonna do, hopefully you'll just steal the flute licks and blend them into your guitar vocabulary. I don't find myself listening to, you know, orchestral, you know, arranged bebop too often, but I do love this song, and I think it's a great opportunity to learn all these 1 and 2 fret gliss licks. So, but the guy is blowing sharp. Okay, then we're gonna do a little gliss. So 1 fret gliss from B up into C, and then we're gonna do a 2 fret hammer on, like that, and then a 1 fretter. So we're kind of going. That's the whole line. It's a lot. You can see a lot of approach notes. So, I'm sorry. That's just an F, you know, and from the root, sorry, not the root, the 5th into its 3rd. Then back here to the C. A little gliss up into the flat 3. and then we slide up into, so we slide up into that A. So I recommend that you swap out fingers at the, on the second gliss. Or, so, like that is what I think I recommend. Because the next note is this F note. It's really crowded up here, so you got to think about fingerings, and keeping your pinky out of the way and doing most of it with just these 3 digits is my preferred way. Otherwise, you end up getting, if you get the pinky into the mix, it gets very crowded up here. All right, so again, so then you tag that C and stop, trill back, and then again. So you do that line twice. Like that, and then we come here and grab the C note at the 17th fret G string and grab a 1 fret gliss up into the 3rd of the F chord, like that. Okay, so like that. It's very, very fast. So you can even go, it doesn't really, those notes are very, very faint on the recording. Okay, and then we come here, like that, a little gliss again. So every one of these notes has these, every one of these licks has this little approach note. Okay, so there's a lot of these little 1 fret slides, and that's really the crux of this whole lesson, right? The whole Baby Elephant Walk thing is 1 fret slides and 2 fret slides, all these approach tones. So once again, we'll take it nice and slow, and hopefully I don't muck it up, okay? Now, the option of going, he does not, there's no bending on a flute, so he's going. But I liked. And this last slide that I do is, you know, definitely what he's doing. He's playing every note on there. It sounds beautiful. So as you slide, don't slide quickly, don't go. All right, you want to slide and keep pressure going down as you go if you want to emulate that effect. Okay, so. I think it's. Like that, okay? So now all the other information in the track that's left to play is almost the same, or you know, the same information that we've already covered. After we do that, we come in with playing, right? From the intro. To the head, okay? Okay, and then the same. That's the same as the last time we played it up here. And then the last time we come through, we play the last lick a bunch and then do a little ideal. So when we play that, we're gonna go, sorry. Okay, so what's going on there? So we've got that last leg. So that's kind of fast, okay? Sorry. So if you're not familiar with playing this, I mean, obviously, I think most guitar players are used to these sixths. So if we're playing F, right? So this is just, we're just adding a third note to it and making sure the G is dead. Whoops. So that's 5, 6, 5, and then I come up into, so it's basically the same. These guys stay put, the ring and middle finger just come up 3 frets. And so does the index finger, it stays just 2 frets behind, okay? Okay, so that's the melody we're playing. But we don't want to hit that harmonic, so we put this pinky down and we get the third of our F chord. Okay? So if you use the same fingering and skip the pinky, almost invariably, because of the angle, right? This is actually just coincidentally over the G note, which will sound all right, but it's not what's on the recording. Well, that's the last song. I mean, the last chord you play is this F7 chord. And many more, or I don't know. I mean, Jesus, that ending has been used 1,000 times. So there it is. So that is Baby Elephant Walk. Okay, so remember, we come back to this last head. Right? Then, remember, 1 fret, 2 fret. 1 fret, 1 fret, 2 fret. And then we do this 1. Okay, and then once you put all those pieces together, now you've got the whole ending, all right? So this is mostly old information with this one little add-on of that's going to wrap up today's lesson. Thanks so much for stopping by. Today on Jacksnax, we tackled something a little off the beaten track. I know, learning flute and clarinet and saxophone licks, they aren't always, a quick and easy translation to our instrument, the guitar. But I will say that it's really a super beneficial skill to have, this ability to slur into and out of notes with the 1 and 2 fret gliss and approach and hammer-ons. All those different ways of getting into the note is really what this is just a way of, this song rather for me is just a way of getting you playing it in a musical way, okay? So as a teacher, I'm using this as a device to get you to do something that I want you to do throughout your playing, all right? And that's to bring in the 1 and 2 fret gliss and bend to get into melody notes. You don't always have to come straight in on the note. Gliding into it is an essential part of being a more effective soloist. All right, so end of my little lecture. Please subscribe to the channel if you like what you saw, and I'll see you soon, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.